Of news tonight, it's me, Michael Jordan Lokomoa, with Elizabeth Nakakoni, our sign language interpreter. Prime Minister Robin Anabanja has urged local leaders to monitor government programs. She was addressing over 420 local leaders who are undergoing leadership transformation training at the National Leadership Training Institute in Chankwanzi.
While officially opening the training, the Prime Minister, Robin Anabanja, said that leaders need to be oriented to basic leadership skills for better service delivery.
And your work directly impacts the majority of Ugandans. Before I go further, I want to state that the starting point for any leader, especially a local government leader, is to understand the principles of NRM.
The Prime Minister termed leadership as a journey that must be taken with caution and appealed to local leaders to take the training seriously, which will help them in service delivery.
It's a very important training, and thank you for the great work you are doing to implement government programs in your respective local governments. I also thank you for the continuous support to the NRM government and more especially to the President of the Republic of Uganda.
Members of Parliament from all districts said the training will strengthen leadership at the grassroots.
Over time, NALI has proved it to be, for us, when MPs were here, Mr. Director, when MPs were here, we were saying that NALI is the seat of political wisdom. So I want to take the honor to welcome everyone to the seat of political wisdom.
The Director National Leadership Training Institute, Chankwanzi, Brigadier Charles Kisembo, assured the trainees that his team impart knowledge and skills for transformational leadership.
But understand as well the impact of globalization on national interests, values and aspirations.
The training is organized by the Office of the Prime Minister to acquaint local leaders' roles in the socio-economic transformation of the country.
Is to work hand in hand with its South Sudanese counterpart to harmonize fish trade between the two countries. This follows recent reports of importation of immature fish into Uganda through a legal border connecting Uganda and South Sudan.
All that fishermen know is the lake and the fish, which gives them a livelihood. So, this source of livelihood is under threat through illegal fishing methods and premature fish catches.
So because of the settled life of these poor communities, they felt this is their part. Unfortunately, of recent, you all know, as we're looking at fish being for the poor, it has now turned that the fish is actually for the rich.
Then illegal trade through attempts to import illegal fish into Uganda. Recently, authorities either impounded or denied access fish from South Sudan onto the Ugandan market. State Minister for Fisheries Helen Adoa told journalists at Media Center that Uganda will meet the South Sudan counterpart on the issue.
The fish we have is different from the fish that Sudan has got, but also sometimes they mix. And when you look at, it's called the John Black. John Black, even when you give 10 years, it will not grow. So these are some of the challenges that we underwent last week when most of the fish was imported by our traders from South Sudan. They got challenges at the legal border where they had most of the immature fish.
So, government of Uganda and South Sudan want address illegal fish trade.
As a ministry, we are going to work with the South Sudan government. I also want to thank the representative of South Sudan to Uganda. He was of help to us, and we are going to work as two governments to see how we are going to balance and see that we don't repeat this kind of thing. And we want to apologize for any inconveniences caused to our importers, but also to South Sudan country.
Fish is said to be second to coffee in terms of foreign exchange earnings for Uganda. This underscores the need to protect fish species and resources.
The regulations for management of this fishery are very clear, as provided in the laws on Lake Victoria. This fishery can only be harvested by the nets, the meshes of which should be 10 millimeter. This should be very clear. In Lake Victoria should be nets and meshes of 10 millimeter.
The Fisheries Protection Unit has of recent embarked on a crackdown against illegal fishing. This includes banning of illegal fishing nets, efforts which stakeholders want to see doubled. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Leaders of special interest group councils have appealed to government to merge the 5 interest groups into one secretariat and the Equal Opportunities Commission with the Human Rights Commission. They said this will affect the objectives of these councils.
Leaders of interest groups have expressed dissatisfaction in government's decision to merge departments. They say the challenges and objectives that led to the formation of these councils have not yet been addressed.
The challenges that led to the creation of the Equal Opportunities Commission and the special interest councils have not yet been addressed. Are we saying that today in Uganda all buildings have ramps for persons with disabilities? Or all the women in Uganda now, if they run in constituency, they will win the men if there is no affirmative action on women for women's seats?
Government sought to merge over 30 entities to save 1 trillion shillings expenditure annually. So far, a bill has been tabled in Parliament to merge the 5 councils of the special interest groups, the youth, women, people with disabilities, and the elderly into one council. They say government should merge entities that duplicate each other's roles and with much expenditure.
As we support the policy on rationalization for the reasons of 1, reducing duplication and saving resources as number 2, we reject the idea of blanket merging of everything proposed.
They appealed to Parliament and concerned parties for a full constitutional review instead of amending some articles, since the Equal Opportunities Commission was created under Article 32 of the Constitution. They claim that matters of human rights and equal opportunities cannot be put together.
These are bodies that are checking our government. Let me be very clear. It is very dangerous for us to, as a country, to look at matters of equal opportunity and of human rights as matters which can be put together and taken as the same. They are matters at the core of citizenship and at the core of constitutionalism. They must not be looked at merely as matters that you can conjoin anytime.
Among others, government entities that are likely to be merged is the Equal Opportunities Commission, Uganda National Roads Authority, and Uganda Wildlife Authority. Rebecca Natongo, Mike Bakabulindi, UBC News.
Police in Iganga have arrested 3 people on allegations of grabbing Nakalama sub-county land. The 3 arrested on orders of Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakova, included members of the Lands Committee of Nakalama sub-county. Among those arrested was Haji Amudani Nkobe, who claimed that the land belonged to his late father. Local leaders accused Iganga district land officials of fueling land disputes within the area.
Akanaza akali ku district bene bagabana itaka ndana igomba lye ni takati tegera ku musanga bagoziza ni consent je bakola nga igomba tulitegeyire era gatwagala ku nsonga edo nze nga chairman banegerera
kubiri baliranga beigombola lino baliwo araja mwasaiga
nze tigabana wulira nze tigabana nga kuna igombolola eigombolola bwe aba ali ekyapa ekindi ate kwakuba muntu wundi naali nze tigabana naki nze tigabana nga kuna igombolola ekyapa ekyange kirimanga
Haji Hamdan, what we are going to do, if there is a police officer should take you, you go and he retrieves all those documents from you. The sub-county officials have been involved, area land committee members have been involved, the district officials have been involved, and also members who used their influence as being part of the district land boards to make sure that they share the land that belongs to government. It is our policy as government to protect government land. You have seen there is a school that has existed for almost 40 years. There is a sub-county headquarters. There are many plans to develop this area. So that's why we are entering into a deeper investigations, and I've directed the RDC to supervise this investigation with the chairperson of NRA.
The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Civipol and Human Trafficking Institute to handle cases related to human trafficking. The signing was at the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions in Kampala.
The January 2024 State of Department report shows that more than 27 million people are victims of human trafficking due to poverty, oppression, lack of human rights, lack of social and economic opportunity, among others. Most times, cases involving human trafficking tend to be expensive and complicated in prosecution and handling.
Uganda is suffering from the impact of human trafficking on the lives of Ugandan citizens, but notwithstanding that, Uganda is witnessing exceptional results in combating human trafficking and supporting the victims.
Uganda, we don't have a law on witness protection. And yet we think as an office this is very important because we depend on witnesses.
Because this includes supporting victims of human trafficking to access justice.
During the opening of the new law year, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni asked stakeholders in justice land order sector to focus on cases involving human trafficking.
To build capacity and acquire knowledge and skills in emerging sophisticated crimes. Such crimes include, but not limited to, the following: money laundering, terrorism financing, trafficking in persons, smuggling in wildlife and wildlife products.
Now the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions has signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Civil and Human Trafficking Institute to handle cases of human trafficking.
And we at HTI are also very much looking forward to the implementation of this joint project and seeing the great results that we are sure will come.
It has various effects on different individuals. Some have long-lasting, others have. So you find that after they have testified, and we have to look after them like psychosocial support. It is not catered for in the system.
The head of the Director of Public Prosecutions, Lady Justice Jane Francis Sabodo, highlights how the DPP's office will implement the aims of the memorandum that will help in prosecuting cases of human trafficking.
Contribute to guideline development and provide comprehensive support to victims through pre-trial, trial and post-trial phases. The second one is the ODPP will also be the key participating agency for the specific activities aimed at supporting the implementation of the office. Civipol support as they embark on funding the implementation of the MOU.
The project coordinator, Marco Bofo, expressed optimism of the project.
So we hope that this experiment, if it will be successful, will also encourage the government, for example, to allocate proper funding in order to support on a regular basis trafficked persons.
The project will enhance the handling of human trafficking cases. The earlier project was about standard operating procedures to guide prosecutors in handling cases related to human trafficking. Deborah Namamonde, Susan Nabugudde, UBC News.
State Minister for Security and Veteran Affairs, Huda Oleru, has lauded government for fostering a favorable environment that has led to establishment of universities and other higher institutions of learning. She says these have added value to the country's economic development.
The State Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs, Huda Oleru, explains that the country's economic development can be realized if there are higher institutions of learning capable of producing quality workforce. She says when NRM government opened for private universities, Islamic University in Uganda, being established in 1988, was second after Makerere University. Speaking during the Islamic University in Uganda's Expo and dinner organized by the Alumni Association, Minister Oleru lauded the university administration for providing quality training to Ugandans. The rector, Islamic University in Uganda, Professor Ismail Simbwa Jagenda, disclosed programs to establish an East African halal laboratory where commodities will be tested for quality and earn the university revenue on addition to promotion of agribusiness studies.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200K to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting it. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
The organizing committee of the Janan Womb Day Celebrations 2024 wishes to inform all invited guests that you are requested to take COVID-19 tests between the 13th and the 14th of February at the following venues. Public officials, you will take your tests at the Office of the Prime Minister, Conference Hall, Platinum Wing, Mulago Hospital, and Platinum, Lumumba Avenue. Religious leaders, you will take your tests at the Inter-Religious Council of Uganda offices.
The government of Uganda and the Uganda Bureau of Statistics is calling upon all stakeholders such as the chief administrative officers, city mayors, resident city commissioners, city clerks, city and division councillors, wards and LC chairpersons, as well as the residents and business communities to cooperate with the UBOS field teams as we embark on advanced preparations to conduct the National Population and Housing Census on the 10th of May 2024. The census will be a 10-day exercise to obtain statistical data and information that will be used for planning and policy formulation, including information on 1. How many we are, 2. Where we are, 3. How we are living, 4. What we own, and 5. Where we access services from. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics has now started listing of households and mapping in the 11 cities of Arua, Fort Portal, Gulu, Hoima, Jinja, Lira, Mbale, Masaka, Mbarara, Soroti, and in the Greater Kampala comprising of Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono districts. For more information, please call 0755 342 128 or 0773 342-128. This message is brought to you by the Executive Director and Census Commissioner, Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Census 2024. It matters to be counted.
Hi, my name is Dennis Masindo Nyango, former Uganda Cranes captain and goalkeeper. My kind of a tank at home is a Crest tank. I use it at the farm and at home. I recommend it for everyone.
UBC News tonight. Kongu District Chairperson Samka Jojo and district leaders have made a visit on the 78.5 kilometer Rukunjiri Isasha Kongu Tarmac Road. The road, constructed by China Henan Construction Company, will boost tourism, transport, markets for produce, among other development aspects.
The 78.5 kilometer Rukunjiri in Shasha Kongu Tarmac Road is constructed by China Henan Construction Company. Kongu District Chairperson Inaitwe Samka Jojo told UBC that the load that has reached 98% is the potential in that district.
We have finally come to realize the dream of also driving on tarmac from Kongu to Kampala. And yet, Kongu is key in terms of the economy of this country. Therefore, this road was a big breather for us. From Kongu to Kampala, we used to spend over 80,000 before. But today, our people travel from Kongu to Kampala at 45,000.
Residents say the road will ease access to markets for agricultural produce.
Some of our products were not being bought, and others were being bought cheaply because very few buyers would come to the district. But now we have many buyers, and they have contributed a lot to the development of this Kongu.
These most of the items, they are these edible ones, actually, like tomatoes and whatnot that come from Kasese. Even transportation of our items to Mbarara, Rukunjiri, even transportation to Kampala.
The RDC Ambrose Mwesugwa hailed the president for upgrading roads in the area.
This area did not have any tarmac road in terms of support to community development. And apparently now transport has become to Chihi and Kongu. This makes it easier for our people to transport their agricultural goods. It is a connection.
Leaders and residents toward the construction of the road.
Nengo, where actually it was a risky place, where people could even fear to move from here to Kampala due to the fact that it was a risky road and a risky place actually to pass in this road to from Kongu to Rukunjiri.
Many visitors weekly, and when these visitors come, they occupy our lodges, they eat food, and that is the income of the district. So it has eased the transportation of goods from our district to other areas.
The 78.5 kilometer Rukunjiri in Shasha Kongu Tarmac Road, connecting Uganda with Democratic Republic of Congo, will boost trade between the two countries. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amongi, has launched a World Bank-funded Women Entrepreneurs Empowerment Project. The GROW project is geared at increasing access to entrepreneurial services that enable female entrepreneurs grow their enterprises.
GROW project is responding to the many challenges faced by the Ugandan women entrepreneurs, ranging from social, economic and psychological, including lack of networks, capital shortage and low capacity to expand and grow their businesses.
Majority of the women are in informal sector. So we need to move women from the informality to the formality. And what do you need to do to move women from the informal sector to the formal sector? Number one is that woman who has started a business, for them to move, they need to grow their business with cheap capital. Most of you are borrowing at 24%, 30% per year.
Components of the project include support for women empowerment and enterprise development services, access to finance for women entrepreneurs, enabling infrastructure and facilities for women enterprise growth, and program management, policy innovation, and evidence generation.
What our partnership is going to do is that we will take up the cost of training, the cost of accommodation of the women, so that you're able to use these services free of charge, and you can then sell those products.
The Private Sector Foundation Uganda and Uganda Industrial Research Institute are the project implementing partners.
Now, this project that you see is the largest project for women in sub-Saharan Africa, where World Bank has put in money. And it is the first largest grant Uganda has received for women. And it is only coming for the first time in the Ministry of Gender and Labour and Social Development.
Dependency on foreign technology has been cause and consequence of our inability to move to modernity. And if we got those technologies, we have to develop the human capital necessary to run those technologies and manage them. Highly skilled manpower.
The 4-year, $217 million project that will be rolled out across the country targets over 30,000 women-owned enterprises and at least 180,000 entrepreneurs. The $217 million project, abbreviated as GROW, is a holistic program that is geared at empowering the Ugandan women in business. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
Let's take a short break. Keep it with us.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Thank you. Hello, Eric. Come and see my new home.
Are you looking for the best quality paint for your dream home? Be part of the new revolution with our Global Paint Silk Vinyl that gives you beautiful, shining interior walls, as WeatherCoat gives you never fading and strongly guarded walls against bad weather conditions. Located along Namav Industrial Park, Global Paints, a reliable product.
Eno bwenumanga nywako kumiru time era nga nosako bwenva mutuliro mu mironga nywako mu ofisi ya kwafinera zemunywerayo hydration time yeye kakwenywako the only water that can quench my thirst, yeah. Aquafina we are good, Aquafina hydration that is good with essential and good. Aquafina is my drinking water, my love.
In the production process of Aquafina, we expertly filter every drop, providing clear and perfect tasting water to help you keep hydrated with the added benefit of minerals. Aquafina is bottled by Pepsi Cola International in Uganda and is available at only 1,000 shillings.
Nyati Motion Pictures brings you Tuko Pamoja Buganda segment. Come and learn how Buganda Kingdom rose from 3 counties to an imperial power in present-day Uganda.
It tends to coincide with the breakup of the Chwez dynasty. 3 counties, Chadondo where we are now. All the others were acquired through conquest.
The brother of the founder of Bunyoro,
Lubo Kato Kintu,
came and built Buganda.
Obwakabaka bwe Bunyoro n'obwa Buganda kyekimu.
We are similar people. We are one. Use that word pamoja.
Daily screenings at Makerere University, Ham Cinema and the National Theatre. 12th to 20th February 2024 at 11:30, 2 p.m., 4:30 and 7 p.m. To get a ticket, call 0778 787 660. Tuko Pamoja?
Are you a parent or guardian looking for a good and affordable school for your child? Look no further. Mandela Senior Secondary School, Hoima, is the answer. It is a boarding mixed senior secondary school offering arts and sciences. We have good science and computer laboratories, a fully stocked library, and registered with the Ministry of Education and Sports with the center number at an affordable fee structure for every parent. To register your child with Mandela SS in Hoima for the year 2023, call 0772 411 921 or 0771 850 217. Mandela SS Hoima, caring to achieve.
The energy of this land was born in the hearts of these men, of these women. It comes to life in the power of these colors and the memory of these scents. The energy of this land comes from here. It comes from Africa, and it vibrates in each of us.
And powered by Africa.
Oryx Gas, powered by Africa.
Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. Ministry of ICT and National Guidance has signed a 3-year memorandum of understanding with MasterCard Foundation aiming at stepping up digital solutions through developing secure and trusted digital platforms tailored for driving inclusive growth.
In 2023, the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, with support from United Nations Development Programme, undertook a 5-year project to develop Uganda's first digital transformation roadmap.
Minister Kabyanga Godfrey says the MOU signed between the ICT Ministry and MasterCard will support penetration of digital payments across all sectors.
As a Ministry of ICT, we are honored today to be witnessing the signing of an MOU between our ministry and MasterCard, aimed at enhancing the adoption of digital solutions across our nation. So MasterCard's experience and global reach make them an invaluable partner in our efforts to accelerate the adoption of digital solutions in Uganda. Their commitment to driving financial inclusion, promoting digital payments, and empowering individuals aligns perfectly with our ministry's objective. We are trying as much as possible now to be a cashless economy so that people can start moving without carrying cash.
This ICT MasterCard MOU seeks to leverage technology through entrepreneurship investment, targeting young innovators, accelerate digital skilling, and advance a cashless economy.
These startups that we have, or individuals that are starting up businesses or innovations, need a lot of guidance and support in terms of mentoring them, in terms of helping them to know how to plan for their businesses better, in terms of supporting them to even identify where the potential markets for their products are. So it's a whole program that is going to grow these innovators. We have partnered with various, partners as well to support the innovation ecosystem. So the startup program is one of those.
The country manager MasterCard Victor Ndlovu says the MOU will safeguard Uganda's digital payment systems, foster digital infrastructure, innovation and business.
And therefore we want to play a major role in ensuring that the safety of those transactions, the consumers must have trust.
Crispus Adenitwe, Dan Lugemwa, UBC News.
The 2022 Stanbic Uganda Cup winners, Bull FC, enter the fray for this year's Cup tomorrow in the round of 64 against lower division Simba FC at Namulonge. The ginger-best team that is currently enjoying a fairy tale run in the Uganda Super League is approaching the game with caution and targets a better display than last year when it finished at the round of 16.
Tomorrow we are playing against Simba FC in the Uganda Cup, our first Uganda Cup game. We are willing to go all through to win this game because we are bigger than Simba FC. We are not going to hesitate with them. We are going to have our full squad. All people are ready to play that game tomorrow. So come in big numbers, we play that game and we shall win it.
Tomorrow we are playing our first game of Stanbic Uganda Cup, round of 64. We are playing a team which is in the region, but this is a team which is topping the table in the region, the other side. And this is our first game this season of Uganda Cup, and I think it's not going to be an easy game for us because we are playing away. But much as we are playing away and we are playing a team which is on top and it's at its home ground, we shall fight tooth and nail so that we get the 3 points out of them. We shall not take it as an easy game. We are going to put whatever it calls for so that we win it. Round of 64 is very, is the beginning, but we can't afford to lose at that level. Last season, Bull fits in the round of 16, but Uganda Cup is a tricky tournament, I would like to say. Smaller teams always intend to intimidate and frustrate bigger teams, but we are not going to say that we are going to be frustrated. But this time around, we are focusing so that at least we reach the finals of the Uganda Cup.
We wish them all the best. We thank you so much for watching UBC News tonight. That is all we had for you. My name is Michael Jordan Lukoma with Elizabeth Nakakon and the whole team. Wish you the best of the night. We'll leave you with Molen Kenyana here, who tells us about the weather forecast.
Well, good evening and warm welcome to tonight's weather report. My name is Molen Kenyana. We did see quite some rains coming in this afternoon across most areas within the country, and as we move into the night, we're also looking at more rains developing, especially across parts of central midwestern Uganda. And according to our satellite analysis, we're looking at more of the rain belt starting to move, especially southwards, and that is bringing us rains, especially for areas within the southern sector. At the same time, we also have those moist northeasterly winds that are coming in towards the country, and those are bringing us rains, especially for parts of northern Uganda, as well as some areas within the eastern sector. Tomorrow morning, we do expect to start off with rains that will be across the Lake Victoria Basin, parts of central, that is areas within Nakasongola. We're looking at starting off with sunny intervals. And looking at the eastern part of the country, we do expect sunny intervals mostly for the upper area. The area close to Lake Victoria, we're looking at light rains expected over there. And for the western sector, we're looking at sunny intervals for midwestern as well as southwestern Uganda, the Rwenzori area as well as Cabo Delgado. We're looking at light rains over there. The northern part of the country, we are expecting a mix of clouds and sunshine. Now later in the afternoon, we do expect some rains to develop across areas within central as well as the Lake Victoria Basin. Quite a warm one for Nakasongola at 29. We do expect that Kampala will be at 27 degrees. Eastern Uganda will also be having those rains again, and the area close to Lake Victoria, that will be accompanied by thunder showers with a warm 30 degrees for Soroti. Now looking at the western part of the country, we also will be looking at more rains developing over the area. A warm day for Kasese at 29 and quite a chilly one for Cabo Delgado, but quite normal for this time of the year that is at 24 degrees. The northern part of the country, we do expect those rains to develop, especially for the Choga area towards central north, but the Karamoja region remains with mostly sunny intervals with a warm 31 degrees. Some of the cities that we have for you across the world, we're looking at London having mostly cloudy conditions. Sunny intervals are forecast for Cairo, and we're also looking at sunny conditions for Dubai, with temperatures going up to 28 degrees. Similar temperatures forecast for Nairobi, that is at 28 degrees with sunny intervals in the afternoon. That brings us to the end of tonight's weather report. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Molin Kenyana, wishing you a good night.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.